Hi everyone, welcome to another video from Whisker. Today I want to share my experience to uh, download and install Git on my Windows 11. So me as a screen reader user, which is NVDA, gonna look for Git and install it on my laptop. So for you who doesn't know, Git is a version control software that I think it is used in almost all software development, I guess. Okay, now let's get started. So I'm going to open my Windows 8 because I don't know. Oh, I need to start my NVDA first.
Speech mode beeps. Speech mode talk.
Speech mode talk, that was the mode of the NVDA. I press NVDA key plus S as in small, S as in small. Now I press window button.
Start window. Search window. Search box edit blank.
Yep. Now type HADGE.
Microsoft Edge, Microsoft recommended browser, press right.
Press enter.
New tab dash personal dash Microsoft Edge window. App.
So if you hear the NVDA suddenly start talking, that's me pressing control to stop NVDA from talking. If I want to pause, not stop NVDA, I need to press shift. Now we are on Microsoft Edge browser. Now press Ctrl L to go to the address bar. I think we already on the address bar. Let's find out what's the focus of the current system by pressing NVDA key plus tab.
Address and search bar, search landmark focused collapse search or enter web address, control plus L address.
Yes, we are in the address bar. Now I'm going to find download
WFXD download space
Git
T
download Git. Okay, now press enter.
Loading page, loading banner landmark, account rewards and preferences complementary.
So since this is Edge, I guess we are opening Bing search engine, and if you hear the sound like
settings and quick links menu button,
that means the NVDA is in the edit mode. Now we need to switch to browse mode by pressing NVDA key plus spacebar and make that sound. Now to go to the search result, press H as in house to go to the next heading. Press H.
Clickable search results main landmark list with 15 items Git-downloads link.
This is main landmark which contain 50 something items. Now press H again.
List with 1 items Windows link heading level 3.
This is Windows, this is heading level 3. That means maybe we skip some text. Now I'm going to press up arrow to read the upper text.
Out of list latest source release 2.37.3 release notes left for Git-downloads down.
Up arrow again.
https://
up arrow
link
again.
additional results.
Up arrow
heading
again.
level 2 link Git-downloads.
This is Git downloads. Press down arrow.
Link additional results. https://git-scm.com/downloads menu button collapse sub-menu actions for the site.
Git-scm is the official website for Git. So I'm going to go to this link here now by pressing enter. I need to go to the link, so I need to go up arrow.
Link additional results. Heading level 2 link Git-downloads. Do you want results only for link download Git question? Including results for link download Git. Do you want results only for link download Git question?
This is part of the Bing Bing search engine, which asks us, do we only want to search for that link? No, I think we're good. We just press down arrow and looking for the appropriate link that will direct us to the download page.
Clickable heading level 2 link Git-downloads.
There is link which say Git-download. I'm going to press Control, Enter.
Loading page. Loading complete.
So it says loading page and loading complete. That means we already redirected to another page. To know the fastest way to know about a page, usually I just need to press number 1, which will guide us to the heading level 1. Based on my experience, people usually put the main title is in the heading level 1. So by pressing 1, it will give me insight about the page content about like 90 to 95% of time it works. So I'm gonna press 1.
Downloads heading level 1.
It says downloads. Now I'm gonna press down arrow to know the detail.
Link macOS.
I guess this is download for macOS.
Link Windows.
This is Windows link. I'm gonna press enter now because I'm using Windows 10.
Loading page.
11.
Loading complete.
Loading complete. That means we are in the new page. And I'm going to press 1 again to know the content.
Download for Windows heading level 1.
Download for Windows heading level 1. Now, since we are already in heading level 1, I'm going to press down arrow.
Link, click here to download the latest left paren, 2.37.3 right paren, 64-bit version of Git for Windows. This is the most recent link maintained build. It was released about 1 month ago, on 2022-08-30.
I think this is the link that I'm looking for, but just to give me more information, I'm gonna press down arrow several times to know what text underneath the link.
Heading level 3 other Git for Windows downloads.
This is heading level 3 other Git for Windows, which means this will contain links to another Git version for Windows, maybe the previous versions. Okay, so I'm gonna press
heading level 4 standalone installer. Link 32-bit Git for Windows setup.
That's 32-bit.
Link 64-bit Git for Windows setup. Heading level 4 portable left paren, quote thumb drive edition, quote right paren.
This is for portable. Okay,
Link 64
I'm gonna go back to the first link that we found. I'm pressing up arrow.
Link 32 heading level 4 standalone installer. Heading level 3 other Git for Windows. Link, click here to download the heading level 1 download for Windows.
Oh, okay. I think we've already missed. Now I'm gonna press down arrow.
Link, click here to download the latest left paren, 2.37.3.
Alright, now I'm gonna press enter.
Loading page. Loading complete. Downloading, Git-2.37.3-64-bit.exe, 47.1 megabytes.
I don't know if the progress bar is currently downloading or not. I want to go to the download list by pressing Ctrl J.
Downloads completed. Press Ctrl plus J to go to downloads.
Oh yeah, I guess the download has just completed. I just remember in on Edge browser, every time we finish downloading something, there will be notification that says downloading complete. Press Ctrl J. Now I'm gonna press Ctrl J.
Downloads document. Recent downloads list. Git-2.37.3-64-bit.exe, open file completed download item 1 of 1 level 1.
Alright. So if you hear the sound tick tick like this, not like that, but like this. So we are in the edit mode. Edit mode is at on my own term, edit mode is the mode without screen reader. So every time you hear that means the computer acted as if there is no screen reader. That means if I type H, it will type H, but in the browse mode, like this sound, that's after I pressing NVDA key plus spacebar. We are in the browse mode now. That means if I press H, the screen reader will move focus to the next heading, not typing H. Now I'm going, this is just for additional info. Sometimes I also forgot about the mode. Now we already focus on the downloaded file, and I will press enter. It doesn't do anything. Now I'm gonna press tab.
See more button.
Not see more download. I'm gonna press shift tab to go back to the previous focusable element.
Recent downloads list. Git-2.37.3-64-bit.exe, open file completed download item 1 of 1 level.
I think this is link. I'm gonna press enter now.
Git-downloading, Git secure desktop. User account control dialog. User account control. Do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? Question. Git for Windows verified publisher : Johannes Skindelen file origin : hard drive on this computer. Show more details. No button. Alt, N.
Okay, now the Windows asking for our verification. Do we want this file to make changes to our computer? I'm gonna press tab until I find OK button.
Show more details link. Yes button. Alt, Y.
Yes button. Now I'm gonna press answer.
Git 2.37.3 setup dialog information. Please read the following important information before continuing. Next button. Alt plus N.
All right. So I'm gonna press to know what's. I think there is a pop-up window. I'm gonna press NVDA key plus B as in Bravo to know to read all the content of the, I assume, dialog.
Git 2.37.3 setup dialog information. Please read the following important information before continuing. Information. Please read the following important information before continuing. When you are ready to continue with setup, click next. When you are ready to continue with setup, click next. Edit read-only multi-line GNU General Public License. Vertical scroll bar 0 used to change the vertical viewing area.
So this is license. I pressed Control earlier to stop the video from locking. So this is license, which will skip. Press tab to go to find the button.
Cancel button.
Not cancel.
When you are ready to continue with setup, click next. Edit read-only multi-line GNU. Next button. Alt plus N.
This is next button. We're gonna press this by pressing enter.
To continue, click next. If you would like to select a different folder, click browse. Edit selected C:\program files /git.
So this dialog asks where do we want to install the Git. Just to make sure, and as a act of practice, I want the NVDA to read the whole this new dialog by pressing NVDA key plus B as in Bravo.
Git 2.37.3 setup dialog. Select destination location. Where should Git be installed? Question. Setup will install Git into the following folder. At least 266.6 megabytes of free disk space is required. Select destination location. Where should Git be installed? Question. Setup will install Git into the following folder. To continue, click next. If you would like to select a different folder, click browse. To continue, click next. If you would like to select a different folder, click browse. Edit selected C:\program files /git. Browse. Button Alt plus R. At least 266.6 megabytes of free disk space is required. Back button. Alt plus B. Next button. Alt plus N. Cancel button.
The NVDA has finished with the whole content of the dialog. So I'm gonna leave to NVDA to install it at the program file /git. Now I press tab to go to find to the OK button.
Browse. Button. Alt plus R.
Browse button, that was the button for us if you want to change the destination folder. Press tab again.
Back button Alt plus B.
Press tab.
Next button Alt plus N.
Next button. Now press enter.
Select the components you want to install clear the components you do not want to install Click next when you are ready to continue Tree view, additional icons checkbox not selected not checked.
This is, I think this is, I wasn't pressing anything, so this NVDA has finished. This is to select the component we want to install. Maybe I will go run through all the components by I'm going to press up arrow.
Additional icons checkbox not checked.
This is the first component, like the last time we heard. I'm gonna press down arrow.
On the desktop checkbox not checked.
On a desktop, do you wanna make shortcut on the desktop? No, I'm gonna leave it unchecked. Down arrow.
Windows Explorer integration checkbox checked.
I want to add it to Windows Explorer integration. That means that I'm assuming that the Git will also be available in the menu context in Windows Explorer. Press down
Git
arrow.
Bash here checkbox checked.
This is to install Git Bash. Press down arrow.
Git GUI here checkbox checked. Git Bash here checkbox checked.
Yeah, I'm going to install Git Bash too. So check.
Git GUI here checkbox checked.
Git UI check. I think I don't want to use Git UI. Up until now, I still enjoy using Git console, Git Bash. Let me press up arrow again and then down arrow.
Git Bash here checkbox checked.
Down arrow.
Git GUI here checkbox checked.
Oh yeah, it's Git GUI, graphical user interface. It is checked. I don't want to use this for now, so I'm gonna press spacebar to uncheck.
Space, not checked.
Not check. Now press down arrow again.
Git LFS left paren, large file support right paren, checkbox checked.
Yeah, I wanted to use Git LFS, large file support, but I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna use it. Now press down arrow.
Associate.git star configuration files with the default text editor checkbox checked.
Associate with text editor, checkbox checks. Press down arrow.
Associate.sh files to be run with bash checkbox checked.
Yes. Down arrow.
Check daily for Git for Windows updates checkbox not checked.
Yes, I'm gonna leave it not checked.
Associate.sh check daily for Git for Windows updates checkbox not.
I think I missed the last two sentence. Up arrow.
Associate.git star configuration files with the default text editor checkbox checked.
Associate.
Git LF associate.git star configuration files with the default text editor checkbox checked.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna associate it with the default text editor, which will be VS Code. Press done.
Associate.sh files to be run with bash. Associate.git star configuration files with the default text editor checkbox checked.
Either VS Code or Notepad. Now press down arrow.
Associate.sh files to be run with bash checkbox checked.
Yes, down
check
arrow.
daily for Git for Windows updates checkbox not checked.
Not checked. Alright, now yeah, I don't wanna check it daily. Now press down arrow.
Left paren, new bang, right paren, add a Git Bash profile to Windows Terminal checkbox not checked.
Git profile to Windows Terminal. This is a new option. So the question, the option is I'm gonna press NVDA key plus tab.
Left paren, new bang, right paren, add a Git Bash profile to Windows Terminal checkbox focus selected not checked.
So Git profile to Windows Terminal. This is a new feature maybe, so I'm gonna check it. Check, press spacebar to check.
Space, checked.
Check, alright. Now down arrow. Nothing. So I guess we are at the bottom of the list. Now press tab.
Back button Alt plus B.
Press tab.
Next button Alt plus N.
Next button, now press enter.
To continue comma, click next dot. If you would like to select a different folder comma, click browse dot. Edit selected Git.
So I don't know what's the question of this dialog, so I'm gonna press NVDA key plus T. I hope it will read the title.
Git 2.37.3 setup.
I think this is the final dialog. I'm going just to make sure I'm gonna press NVDA key plus B. I see Bravo.
Git 2.37.3 setup dialog. Select start menu folder. Where should setup place the program tick S shortcuts question? Setup will create the program tick S shortcuts in the following start menu folder. Select start menu folder. Where should setup place the program tick S shortcuts question? Setup will create the program tick S shortcuts in the following start menu folder. To continue, click next. If you would like to select a different folder, click browse. To continue, click next. If you would like to select a different folder, click browse. Edit selected Git. Browse. Button Alt plus R. Tick T. Create a start menu folder checkbox not checked.
Control to stop. I guess this is not really important because it only asks the group for the shortcut. So I'm gonna press tab to find the next button.
Browse. Tick T. Create a start menu folder checkbox not
Tab
back
again.
button Alt plus B.
Tab again.
Next button Alt plus
Next
N.
button, enter.
Combo box use Vim left paren. The ubiquitous text editor right paren. As Git tick S default editor collapsed.
So this is the default text editor. I'm gonna read the whole dialog by pressing NVDA key plus B.
Git 2.37.3 setup dialog. Choosing the default editor used by Git. Which editor would you like Git to use question? Choosing the default editor used by Git. Which editor would you like Git to use question? Combo box use Vim left paren. The ubiquitous text editor right paren. As Git tick S default editor collapsed. Use Vim left paren. The ubiquitous text editor right paren. As Git tick S default editor. Open button Alt plus down arrow. Back button Alt plus B. Next button Alt plus N. Cancel button.
So I'm not really sure because I don't think I hear a select or option. I'm gonna read the dialog again.
Git 2.37.3 setup dialog. Choosing the default editor used by Git. Which editor would you like Git to use question? Choosing the default editor used by Git. Which editor would you like Git to use question? Combo box use Vim left paren. The ubiquitous text editor right paren. As
now I'm gonna press tab.
Back button Alt plus B.
Shift tab to go to the previous.
Combo box use Vim left paren.
This is combo box. I'm gonna press down arrow.
Use Notepad++ as Git tick S default editor.
Notepad.
Use Visual Studio Code as Git tick S default editor.
This is Visual Studio Code.
Use Visual Studio Code Insiders as Git tick S default editor. Use Sublime Text as Git tick S default editor. Use Atom as Git tick S default editor. Use VS Codium as Git tick S default editor. Use Notepad as Git tick S default editor. Use WordPad as Git tick S default editor. Select other editor as Git tick S default editor.
I'm gonna use Notepad++ because we've already installed Notepad++. I want to minimize the number of installation on my laptop.
Use WordPad. Use Sublime Text. Use Visual Studio Code. Use Visual Studio Code as Git tick. Use Notepad++ as Git tick S default editor.
Press enter.
Let Git decide radio button checked.
What is this? I think this is dialog. Press NVDA key plus B as in Bravo.
Git 2.37.3 setup dialog. Adjusting the name of the initial branch in new repositories. What would you like Git to name the initial branch after quote git init quote question? Adjusting the name of the initial branch in new repositories. What would you like Git to name the initial branch after quote git init quote question? Override the default branch name for new repositories. Radio button not checked. Let Git decide radio button checked. Back button Alt plus B. Next button Alt plus N. Cancel button.
Also, this is the default branch name. So I'm going to I think there are two options. I'm gonna press Shift tab.
Cancel button.
Shift tab.
Next button Alt plus N.
Shift tab.
Back button Alt plus B.
Shift tab.
Let Git decide radio button checked.
Shift tab.
Cancel button.
Sorry.
Next button Alt plus N. Cancel button. Let Git decide radio button checked.
Oh, this is radio button. Press tab.
Back button Alt plus B.
I think
let Git decide radio option. Button checked.
Gonna go to browse mode. It doesn't work, so press down arrow.
Edit selected main.
Oh, this is the I see. So there is two option. The first one
Override
is
the default cancel button. Override the default branch name for new repositories radio button checked.
This is the second option. Now I'm gonna press up arrow.
Let Git decide radio button checked.
This is the first option. It will automatically check the first option. Let Git decide the branch name. I want to choose the second option. I'm gonna press down arrow.
Edit selected main.
Edit main. So GitHub, as I know, use main as any default branch name. So I'm gonna use this one. To make sure, I'm gonna press NVDA key plus tab to know what is the element we currently focused on.
Edit focus selected main.
Main, alright. Alright, I'm gonna choose this one and press tab
Back button,
to go
Alt
to the
plus B.
button.
Next button Alt plus cancel button.
Not cancel.
Override the default branch name for new repository.
Oh, I think we already missed. We already go back to the option.
Cancel button.
Shift tab.
Next button Alt plus N.
This is the what we want. Next button plus enter.
Git from the command line and also from third-party software radio button checked.
So I don't know what's the content of this dialog. Press NVDA key plus T for title.
Git 2.37.3 setup.
Not very clear. Now gonna press NVDA plus B as in Bravo.
Git 2.37.3 setup dialog. Adjusting your path environment. How would you like to use Git from the command line question? Adjusting your path environment. How would you like to use Git from the command line question? Use Git and optional Unix tools from the command prompt radio button not checked. Git from the command line and also from third-party software radio button checked. Use Git from Git Bash only radio button not checked. Back button Alt plus B. Next button Alt plus N. Cancel button.
So the question is, how do we want to use Git from the command line? There are three options. The first one, which I forgot. The second one is to use Git from command line, including, I assume, including terminal and PowerShell. So it was checked, and this is also the default way I want to use Git. The third option, I think, it's using Git Bash. To make sure, I'm gonna press insert tab to know the current focus element.
Git from the command line and also from third-party software radio button focus checked.
This is the setting that I want. Git from the command line. Just to play, just to know the next option, I'm gonna press down arrow.
Use Git and optional Unix tools from the command prompt radio button checked.
This is the third option. Git use as an optional command line tools.
Use Git and optional Unix tools from the command prompt radio button checked.
Optional Unix tool from the command line check. Now this is the third. I'm gonna press up arrow 2 times to go to the first option.
Use Git from Git Bash only radio button checked.
The first one is from Git Bash only, so I was wrong. The first one is to use Git only from Git Bash. Second one is from command line and other third party. The third one is as a Unix tool. I'm going to use the second one.
Git from the command line and also from third-party software radio button checked.
Radio button check. So I'm going to choose this one. Now press tab to go to the button.
Back button Alt plus B.
Tab.
Next button Alt plus N.
Next button plus enter.
Use bundled open SSH radio button checked.
Okay, I'm gonna press NVDA T for title.
Git 2.37.3 setup.
Not very clear now.
Use external open SSH radio button checked. Use bundled open SSH radio button checked.
Oh, I'm guessing that which SSH we want to use. I'm not install any SSH at this moment. I want to know the whole content of the dialog. Just to make sure, I'm gonna press NVDA plus B as in Bravo.
Git 2.37.3 setup dialog. Choosing the SSH executable. Which secure shell client program would you like Git to use? Question. Choosing the SSH executable. Which secure shell client program would you like Git to use? Question. Use external open SSH radio button not checked. Use bundled open SSH radio button checked. Back button Alt plus B. Next button Alt plus N.
Control stop. I'm going to use the internal SSH, which is already checked. NVDA key plus tab.
Use bundled open SSH radio button focused checked.
Yeah, check bundled SSH. Now I'm going to use tab to go to the buttons.
Back button Alt plus B.
Tap
Next button Alt plus N.
next button. Now press enter.
Use the Open SSL Library Radio button checked.
I'm gonna, this is quite long. Press NVDA key plus B as in Bravo to know the dialog.
Git 2.37.3 setup dialog choosing HTTPS transport backend. Which SSL/TLS library would you like Git to use for HTTPS connections? Question. Choosing HTTPS transport backend. Which SSL/TLS library would you like Git to use for HTTPS connections? Question. Use the native Windows Secure Channel Library Radio button not checked. Use the Open SSL Library Radio button checked. Back button Alt plus B. Next button Alt plus N. Cancel button.
Control to stop. I'm going to press Open SSL at which already assume already included in this installation, not the Windows SSL. So just to make sure that it will compatible with the version which the Open SSL already checked. Control plus tab.
Use the Open SSL Library Radio button focused checked.
This is the Open SSL library. I think already included in the installation package. Now press tab.
Back button Alt plus B.
Press tab.
Next button Alt plus N.
Next step. Press enter.
Check out Windows-style, commit Unix-style line endings radio button checked.
Oh, so this is the Unix like the line ending, either Unix or Windows. I'm gonna press Windows plus B. No, sorry, NVDA key plus B to know the whole content.
Git 2.37.3 setup dialog configuring the line ending conversions. How should Git treat line endings in text files? Question. Configuring the line ending conversions. How should Git treat line endings in text files? Question. Check out as dashes, commit as dashes radio button not checked. Check out as dashes, commit Unix-style line endings radio button not checked. Check out Windows-style, commit Unix-style line endings radio button checked. Back button Alt plus B. Next button Alt plus N. Cancel button.
There are three options, which I'm gonna use the default. The third option, which is check out as Windows, because we are working on a Windows environment, but commit as a Unix. So when I commit the changes and push to the GitHub, to the Git repo, it will has a Unix line ending. Yeah, it will has a Unix line ending. I'm gonna review the line ending one more time just to know all the options. Press down arrow.
Check out as dashes, commit Unix-style line endings radio button checked.
Down arrow.
Check out as dashes, commit as dashes radio button checked.
Down arrow.
Check out Windows-style, commit Unix-style line endings radio button checked.
So this is the default, which I'm gonna choose is check out as Windows. Insert plus tab.
Check out Windows-style, commit Unix-style line endings radio button focus checked.
This is will check out as Windows style and will commit with the Unix line ending. Now press enter to go to the next button.
Back button Alt plus B.
Next tab button.
Next button Alt plus N.
Next button, press enter.
Use min-tty left paren, the default terminal of MSYS2 right paren, radio button checked.
This I'm gonna press NVDA T for title.
Git 2.37.3 setup.
Control B as in Bravo for the whole dialog.
Git 2.37.3 setup dialog configuring the terminal emulator to use with Git Bash. Which terminal emulator do you want to use with your Git Bash? Question. Configuring the terminal emulator to use with Git Bash. Which terminal emulator do you want to use with your Git Bash? Question. Use Windows tick default console window radio button not checked. Use min-tty left paren, the default terminal of MSYS2 right paren, radio button checked. Back button Alt plus B. Next button Alt plus N. Cancel button.
So I'm going to use the default option, which NVDA key plus tab.
Use min-tty left paren, the default terminal of MSYS2 right paren, radio button focus checked.
Now press tab to go to the next button.
Back button Alt plus B. Next button Alt plus N.
Next button enter.
Default left paren, fast dash forward or merge right paren, radio button checked.
I'm going to use default 2, which is NVDA key plus tab.
Default left paren, fast dash forward or merge right paren, radio button focus checked.
Fast forward or merge.
Git 2.37.3 setup.
The other option is I'm gonna press down arrow.
Rebase radio button checked.
This is to rebase.
Only ever fast dash forward radio button checked.
Only ever fast. Now I'm gonna press the default option.
Rebase
arrow,
radio, default left paren, fast dash forward or merge right paren, radio forward. Button checked.
Fast forward or merge. I'm gonna read the whole dialog just to have the whole knowledge of this dialog.
Git 2.37.3 setup dialog. Choose the default behavior of grab git pull grab. What should grab git pull grab do by default? Question. Choose the default behavior of grab git pull grab. What should grab git pull grab do by default? Question. Only ever fast dash forward radio button not checked. Rebase radio button not checked. Default left paren, fast dash forward or merge right paren, radio button checked. Back button Alt plus B, next button Alt plus N, cancel button. Yeah, we are going to choose the fast forward and or merge, which is the default option, not rebase. We're not going to cover either what is rebase, fast forward or merge at this topic, at this video. Now press tab, go to look for next button. Back button Alt plus B. Tab. Next button Alt plus N.
Press enter.
Git credential manager radio button checked.
This is Git credential manager. I'm gonna read the whole dialog by pressing NVDA key plus P as in Bravo.
Git 2.37.3 setup dialog. Choose a credential helper. Which credential helper should be configured? Question. Choose a credential helper. Which credential helper should be configured? Question. None radio button not checked. Git credential manager radio button checked. Back button Alt plus B. Next button Alt plus N. Cancel button.
I'm going to use Git credential manager. Press tab to find the next button, which is already checked. Git credential manager, the default option. Now press tab.
Back button Alt plus B.
Tab.
Next button Alt plus. Enable file system caching checkbox checked.
I don't know the question, but I think I will enable the file system caching. Just to make sure, I'm gonna ask NVDA to read the whole dialog one more. The dialog, press NVDA key plus B as in Bravo.
Git 2.37.3 setup dialog. Configuring extra options. Which features would you like to enable? Question. Configuring extra options. Which features would you like to enable? Question. Enable symbolic links checkbox not checked. Enable file system caching checkbox checked. Back button Alt plus B. Next button Alt plus N. Cancel button.
Yeah, I don't know if I should check the first option, which is
cancel button.
Not cancel.
Next button Alt plus. Back button Alt plus. Enable symbolic links checkbox not checked.
Enable symbolic. I think I don't want to enable symbolic link for now, but I'm going to enable.
Back button Alt plus B. Enable file system caching checkbox checked.
I want to enable file system caching, which
enable file system caching checkbox checked.
Explanatory of the file system caching.
Git 2.37.3 setup dialog. Configuring extra options. Which features would you like to enable? Question. Configuring extra options. Which features would you like to enable? Question. Enable symbolic links checkbox not checked. Enable file system caching checkbox checked. Back button Alt plus B. Next button Alt.
For you guys who cannot see the dialog, I'm going to write the explanatory sentence. I'm going to use magnifier to read it because I'm visually impaired.
Enable file system caching.
But I mostly use screen reader. So underneath the enable file system caching, it says file system data will be read in bulk and cached in memory.
Which features would you like to enable? Question.
For certain
written by enable symbolic links.
Like core.fcache is set to true. This provides a significant performance boost. Okay, I think so. That means we already there are some text that I didn't read. Maybe I have not know how to read the whole text, or maybe this is just not accessible. So we're gonna continue with our installation by using the default configuration. Press tab to go to the next button.
Enable some back button, next button Alt plus N.
Next button, press enter.
Enable experimental support for pseudo consoles. Checkbox not checked.
Press NVDA key plus B to read the whole dialog.
Git 2.37.3 Setup Dialog configuring experimental options. These features are developed actively. Would you like to try them? Question. Configuring experimental options. These features are developed actively. Would you like to try them? Question. Enable experimental built-in file system monitor. Checkbox not checked. Enable experimental support for pseudo consoles. Checkbox not checked. Back button Alt plus B. Install button Alt plus A.
This is experimental feature which I'm not going to use them for now, so I'm gonna leave them unchecked. Press tab to find the next button.
Enable experimental built-in file system monitor. Checkbox not checked. Back button Alt plus B. Install button Alt plus I.
Install button. Now press enter.
Next. Cancel button. 1%. 11%.
I'm gonna leave it
21%. 31%.
I'm not pressing any button, so
41%. 51%. 61%.
NVDA currently updates the progress bar,
81%.
the percentage, and based on the last thread item, the current focus is now on the cancel button.
91%.
91%, almost done, almost there. You can do it, almost 100%.
Git 2.37.3 Setup Dialog installing. Please wait while setup installs Git on your computer. Running post-install script, unavailable. Setup has finished installing Git on your computer. The application may be launched by selecting the installed shortcuts. Click Finish to exit setup. Tree view, launch Git Bash. Checkbox not checked.
Okay, so I think we already finished the installation. I think we focus on the optional launch Git Bash. I'm going to press NVDA key plus tab.
Launch Git Bash. Checkbox focused selected not checked.
This is to launch Git Bash, not checked. Alright, I'm gonna launch Git Bash just for fun. Press spacebar.
Checked.
Now I'm gonna press down arrow.
View release notes. Checkbox checked.
This is view release notes. I'm gonna press spacebar to uncheck.
Space. Not checked.
Press down arrow.
Launch Git Bash. Checkbox checked. View release notes. Checkbox not checked.
I think we are going round up back to the first option. I'll press tab to go to whatever.
Finish button Alt plus F.
Finish button.
Git 2.3/usr/bin/bash-login-i terminal blank. Mingo64:c/users/whisker. Whisker at WSC Mingo64 tilde. $.
See, I think this is the Git Bash. For sighted user, I'm going to maximize the window by pressing window and up arrow.
Whisker at WSC Mingo.
Now I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to first read the current line by pressing in NVDA. This is a review text, review line. If you're using desktop layout, press 5 in the numpad. If you're using laptop layout, press NVDA key plus shift plus period or dot.
Whisker at WSC Mingo64 tilde.
Okay. Alright. So I think we are in the Git Bash. I usually use Powershell, not Git Bash. Press enter. We're gonna try Git version git
T
space
Git space.
The common version is it version?
And Git version 2.37.3.windows.1.
Whisker
at WSC Mingo64 tilde. $.
Alright, I think we already installed Git version. Git, and this is the Git Bash. We'll exit Git Bash by. Okay, so for the blind user, I'm gonna read the line from here upward. This is the current line. I'm gonna press NVDA key plus shift plus period.
$.
So this is the dollar. This is the line where we are ready to type a new command. Now I'm gonna press review the upper arrow on the desktop layout. Press number 7 in the numpad. I'm using keyboard laptop layout. I'm going to press insert plus up arrow.
Whisker at WSC Mingo 64 tilde.
Again, another line.
Blank.
Blank, I mean there's nothing. Again.
Git version 2.37.3.windows.1.
This is Git version. Up the upper line.
$Git version.
$Git version, which is Git version is the text that we input and press enter, which will output the version of the Git, which underneath the line. I'm gonna press NVDA key plus down arrow to go to the next, to review the next line.
Git version 2.37.3.windows.1.
So this is the output. Now I'm gonna press down arrow.
Blank.
Not down arrow, but NVDA key plus down arrow to review. NVDA key plus down arrow.
Whisker at WSC Mingo 64.
NVDA key plus down arrow.
Blank.
We are at the bottom. We're ready to input next command. I'm gonna type in exit to exit the Git Bash. Exit.
E. X. I. T.
Press enter.
Log out.
Okay. Now the Git Bash already exited. So there you go. Now I already have Git on my laptop. I hope this sharing the way to install Git with using screen reader NVDA might help someone, because yeah, I hope it might be useful for anyone who watches this. Alright, see you on the next video. Bye bye.